Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Shan Ferdinand with Black Lion Realty After Hours. We are here with two very special guests, Mr. Stephen MillerPitts with Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated and Dr. Danielle May with Zeta, Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Stay tuned because you're in for some good info.
And let's go. Yeah, of course, Black Lion Realty is the best. Hampton Road's finest. What else did you think I was going to say?
Listen, we're just here to dominate. No more, no less.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, when it comes to this real estate, anybody can win. You got to know when to take your chance.
Absolutely.
It's Black Lion After Hours. Let's go.
Welcome back. So I just wanted to start with a brief introduction from both of you guys. So Stephen, if you don't mind going first.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, everyone, and really appreciative of being here tonight. I'm Stephen MillerPitts, a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, an organization that's been around for 108 years from our three founders who really, during that time period, couldn't be part of the traditional Greek life that was at a lot of institutions back in the early 1900s. So they decided to be one of the members of what we like to call the Divine Nine, a historically black Greek letter organization, Phi Beta Sigma. I'm currently the social action director for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I also serve as the international chief of staff for the international president of the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
And Dr. May.
All right. Well, thank you. My name is Dr. Danielle May, and I currently serve as the State Director for the Commonwealth of Virginia and West Virginia for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. For those of you who don't know, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated is a sister organization to Phi Beta Sigma. We were founded in 1920, and we have what we call affectionately our five pearls, who were young visionary women who saw a need as well and wanted to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And so we definitely have spent a lot of time trying to live up to the vision that they did create. And thank you again for having me here tonight. I look forward to this conversation.
Thank you guys for coming. So you guys are both members of these organizations, which are considered Divine Nine, correct? Could y'all tell me a little bit, for the people who aren't familiar with the Divine Nine, can you give me a little bit of background about Divine Nine?
And definitely for us military-minded folks that have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. So the Divine Nine is a group of what we affectionately also call the National Panhellenic Council, which is the 9 historically black letter Greek organizations. So that's pretty much what the Divine Nine is made up of. You'll see them around. I don't know if you're looking for, I don't know
the
how much more.
Technical names, if you will. You know, you have the alphas, the AKAs, the kappas, the omegas, the deltas. You have sigmas, zetas, sigma gamma rhos, and our iota phi theta brothers, and that's the Divine Nine.
Okay. And for a lot of people who think that the Divine Nine is just about stepping, on campuses, it's not just about that. You guys are in the community, taking action, making change. So
we not stomping the yard? There ain't gonna be no yard stomping out here tonight.
I won't say that. I mean, we're not stomping the yard. But what I will say is that, Sigmas are known as step and stroll champions, and so I will take that moniker.
So there might be a step or two in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you got some Ben Gay or some icy hot, I got your back.
No doubt.
Okay. What types of what are you doing in the community? What's near and dear to you guys' heart, your organization's hearts?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. So I would say, as far as Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, we do have a program that we call Get Engaged. And in this program, our mission and our vision is to ensure that we educate voters, that we get people out to the polls, that we educate ourselves, because a lot of times we need our own education. We need to get that education before we go out into the public. So that's one thing that we are really pushing in the realm of social action, but our program is called Get Engaged.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Phi Beta Sigma, our motto is culture for service and service for humanity. And so one of our cruxes is service, but we believe in scholarship and brotherhood first and foremost. And I think as being a social action director for the Commonwealth of Virginia, the real important thing for me is really getting individuals in the community and the brothers socially engaged to address these political things that have so many ramifications in every aspect of our lives. And so our Get Out the Vote time period that we're all in with a lot of organizations. We have a lot of partner organizations. We both partner with When We All Vote in a nonpartisan fashion to really just drive the voter engagement for people that look like us, right? Black and brown bodies, to go out there and vote. We don't really per se care who you vote for, but you should probably vote for your interests. But within that, we just want you to go vote, and we want you to bring somebody to go vote. And that's really what we're championing around this time period as far as we look at our respective programs to get out the vote and engage voters and educate voters in the political process.
Okay. Earlier, before the podcast started, we were in the other office talking, and I heard Stephen mention, you said something along the lines of our right to vote is being attacked, or could you expound on that? Because it struck my curiosity.
You just want to get hot and heavy.
You just jump into it.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of things have transpired over, I want to say post-pandemic, right? We have administration that picked up the pieces and tried to get us on the right track to get us back out there in society. But there's a lot of things that are being stripped away from us that should matter to us, if not for us, the next generation, for us out there that have children and siblings and people that are coming after us. And so they have been picking apart the voting rights bill. If you notice anything that's going on with the Supreme Court and, human rights are on the ballot box. That's one of the things that we championed during this past Congressional Black Caucus annual legislative week at the end of September, when we were dealing with legislators and different nonprofits on the Hill, is really saying that, human rights is on the ballot box, because once they start stripping away one thing, they're going to come for the next thing. So we know anything about the history of this country. We had to fight. People had to die. Blood was shed just to get the rights that we have now. And for a court that has been historic, been on the right side of things, they're kind of getting on the wrong side of things at this certain time. And so it's vital for us to get out there, drive out the vote, so that we can put the individuals in place that actually care about the common man.
Okay.
So real quick, can you explain the Get Out the Vote?
Yeah, absolutely. So in a political context, GOTV is kind of the, if you will, I like to use sports references. So it's like your fourth quarter, the game's on the line, and you have to drive the Get Out the Vote, right? And that means getting constituents, voters engaged to have a voting plan, and for our organizations, helping individuals get to the ballot, early voting, get the information so they can make informed decisions on why they need to go out there and vote and who they need to go out there and vote for. We don't try to tell anybody who to vote for. We just want you to go out and vote. And so that's the responsibility of our organizations, to get everybody engaged in the political process, because if you know anything about voting, everything kind of happens at the local level, even though we only recognize what happens at the federal level. But your local level is everything from from your sales tax to what schools your kids can go to. And if you don't have no kids, and I'll say when you get older and the people that's going to be caring for you in the old folks home, if they ain't get the proper education and they don't care about life, well, that's what you're going to be dealing with if you don't vote the right way now, right? And so it's so many aspects in our lives that matter that we haven't drawn a proper connection to why we need to get out and vote. And so that's why our organizations kind of focus on driving individuals to the polls.
In my opinion, or my thought process is that the Zetas, I'm making sure I'm saying that right, the Zetas have something similar.
Yes, so we have the same program. So as a brother-sister organization, a lot of the things that we do really do cross over. And everything that he said was correct. And we do that, and we try to make sure that we're really putting forth that effort out in the community to really get people to get out to vote and to remind them. Of course, whoever you vote for is who you vote for, but we want you to know that you still need to get out and vote. Additionally to that, besides making sure we're getting them to the polls, early voter registration, things like that. We're also encouraging our members to be poll watchers, to go and work the polls on the day of the elections, to just continue to be a part of, what is going on in your community. So yes, we all get out to vote. It's a joint effort and a joint program that we share. And I think we do a very good job at sharing that responsibility as organizations.
Awesome. That's great stuff. I appreciate the answer. I have Brother Davis, Richard Davis back here feeding me questions. So he's slapping me behind my head and telling me what to ask. So I appreciate the answer.
So I'm glad that you guys mentioned getting out to vote in the local elections, because there's so much hype behind, the presidential elections. But in my opinion, the most important elections are the local elections, because, locally, like you mentioned, those are the things that affect me: school systems, taxes, all types of things. So I'm loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Want to add, and this is a plug to one of the Virginia legislators who is, I believe he's still in the reserves. His name is escaping me right now. But one of the bills that he worked on statewide, and I don't know if the veterans that are listening know, but now it's not left up to your locality. It was on the ballot as far as your first vehicle. If you're 100% PNT disabled, then your first vehicle, you don't have to pay the property tax on that, right? And so we know that being on a fixed income, which a lot of our military veterans and retirees fall into that spectrum, in addition with, our elderly individuals that are on Social Security and the whole thing with that, it's important that we have these type of resources so that we can save individuals dollars. And so I think it's very important that the education that we offer up with our organizations is vital. And my president's calling me right now, which is crazy.
That's okay, because I can kind of take over if you like.
Well, no, that's actually the perfect segue to go ahead and take a break. So please go ahead and take the call. Don't ignore Mr. President, and we're gonna go ahead and let Jordan say some things. All right.
Hello.
So stay tuned.
Yes, sir. How you doing?